Welcome back, everyone. As you probably guessed from the thumbnail and the title, we are going to be talking about the Senate passing the big, beautiful bill today and basically how that impacts the Second Amendment. So if you recall, when the bill left the House, it had the Hearing Protection Act in there, and it was the full act, so that way it was going to remove suppressors from the NFA and also remove the tax stamp, and they would be transferred and treated as a firearm. So basically just the 4473, immediate transfer, no registry. Back when that happened, I made a video, and many others did as well, calling for the Senate to introduce the Short Act. And what that would do would remove short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, etc., from the NFA as well. Basically, they transfer just like any other firearm, no registry, no nothing, no additional tax, no extra fingerprints, no sheriff notification, none of that nonsense. So those were added in, and then the Senate parliamentarian, who is an unelected bureaucrat who was appointed by Harry Reid and serves at the pleasure of Republican John Thune, meaning that yes, he could fire her. He did not. She went in there and took both of those, the taxes anyway, out of the both of those bills, but left both of the items, suppressors, short barrel shotguns, short barrel rifles, etc., on the NFA. She did that because she claims they don't comply with the bird rule. That's absolutely not true. I've made videos on this in the past, specifically the Hearing Protection Act, specifically that one, but the Short Act as well. Specifically, the Hearing Protection Act was written in a specific way to comply with the bird rule. As I mentioned on a video, I believe I did with Jared on Friday, talking about when this kind of was happening. That is not her place as an unelected bureaucrat serving in the Senate, reviewing legislation to do. If that was going to be challenged, whether or not it was compliant with the bird rule, and the bird rule just has to do with taxes and what can pass without 60 votes. That's essentially what it is. And this rule absolutely is compliant with it. Both of them are. Both of the bills, rather, I should say, are compliant with it. Regardless, it's not her job to make that decision. There's 100 senators. One of them can make that decision one way or another. And there's also a appellate court that could review this after it passes. Regardless, it was stripped out, and it was passed by the Senate today with J.D. Vance breaking the tie vote. So right now it's going to go back to the U.S. House, which this is why it's important for all of you. So right now it can still be added right back in. The United States House can add both of those in, the HPA and the Short Act, as originally written, which will again remove them from the NFA, which is exactly what we want. And there should be a number here on your screen to call Mike Johnson, information to email them, and all of those other things will be down below in the video description. But definitely get on there, let them know. Again, you want HPA put back in, no registry, no nothing. Same with the Short Act. Now, with that, let's discuss what is currently going on. So if it goes forward, let's just hypothetically say, again, to be clear, I am not rooting for this. I do not want this to happen. I want these items removed from the NFA, National Firearms Act, registry. That is the easiest way to dismantle them. Groups like the NRA and other type of compromising groups are trying to say that this is a good thing today. Here's what I will say. It's better than absolutely nothing. However, the alternative, meaning removing them, is still an option. So why would you even entertain it at this point? But the reason they're saying it, and people who kind of understand how this works, hopefully the F-22s overhead aren't too loud, but they are running around today all day. But the reason people on our side who are saying this is a good thing are saying so is because there have been several over the years court cases where the NFA itself has been challenged because, of course, you are taxing a right. And in every one of those cases, the reason they have been upheld when they are appealing it on that basis is because they say Congress has the right to tax, period. And it's not a blanket ban or a registry or anything like that. It is just a tax. It is a primarily a tax. That's what all the government rulings have said over the years. So if you remove the tax from it, the next time it goes before a court, they could strip it out of the NFA because that tax, sort of like overhead cover, if you will, isn't there. It's the same reason, if you guys remember years ago when Obamacare went before the Supreme Court, they said the reason Obamacare was constitutional is because it was a tax, which, again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying the courts have been very consistent on these sorts of things. So now the next time that goes before a court case, which I would imagine if this was passed would be immediately, then they could challenge that in court. However, that is a hypothetical in the future. I don't want to wait on that. I don't want to risk that. Again, throughout my entire life and even my parents' life, the NFA has been a thing. These items have been unconstitutionally restricted, and right now we have the ability to fix it. It's very simple. Put them back in. tell the senators to do their job and overrule this lady, because you absolutely can overrule a Senate parliamentarian. You can also fire them. The Senate parliamentarian was fired during a reconciliation process, which is the technical term for what this bill is, in 2001 by a Republican. It's totally doable. You can do it again and just put it right back in the bill. So again, it is totally possible. It has to go in first in the House. Hopefully, both of the provisions back in the bill in the House, back up to the Senate. Hopefully the Senate just shuts the hell up and passes it, at least those provisions, and strips some of the other nonsense out of the bill, because there's a lot in there. But of course, here on the channel, we talk about the Second Amendment. So that is what is currently going on. So that is the call to action. Right now, contact Mike Johnson and contact your House representatives. Again, phone number on screen, link down below in order to do so. And that's it for today's video. If you guys like this type of video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you've done that, you're not seeing 2 to 4 videos a week here on the channel. You can sign up for the email at the website here on your screen. This will get you put on 2 different lists. One of them is just an email that goes out once a month, and it has all the videos since the previous email went out. So that way there is no big tech giant centering your eyes from my content. It will also get you put on the Daily Deals email list, which, as the name suggests, is a daily deals email. It has 8 to 10 of the best deals that we find around the internet on guns, gear, ammo, optics, all of those sorts of things. And if it is in the email on a given day, it's the cheapest I know of anywhere for that item on that day. So that would save you guys some time and saves you some money. Additionally, we have an SMS service. You guys can sign up for that here at the website on your screen, or you can text this code to the number. It's the easiest way to do it. That's the way I recommend doing it. And that goes out at most once a day. And it either has one of 2 things. Typically, it either has a smoking deal that I know is going to sell out, so that way you guys can get it right away in your text messages and take advantage of that deal, or it has a new video that just dropped. So that way, once again, you guys are getting access to my content and not being algorithmically censored from it. So that is it. We got to get busy, guys. This is a critical time. Again, this is the closest we have ever been in my lifetime. So we just got to get over the hurdle, keep pushing, and don't accept this BS from the Republicans. They can make this happen if they want to. Right now, they've, at least in the Senate, they've not prioritized it. We got to make them fix it.